Are you confused about how Facebook Business Manager should work for your marketing agency and even how to set it up correctly? Well, the good news is in today's video, I'm going to break down the whole process of how Business Manager works and how you can properly set it up for your marketing agency. All right, guys, so the first thing that we should do is fully understand how the heck Business Manager is even set up and how it works and the different assets and just the whole thing about it. And as you can already see probably from this infographic I made, it's kind of confusing. And that's why so many people have issues with it, why Facebook is just kind of sucky in this situation. But I've spent a lot of time as we made our app Admatic understanding how this even works myself because I was confused for a long time. So the more that you work in it and do it, it'll make a lot more sense. But I tried to put this infographic together to just really help visually show how everything within Facebook Business Manager is essentially a silo and how it connects to everything. So that's why they use the word assets a lot. Because almost every component of Business Manager is an asset that connects to different things. And then you layer that on now as a marketing agency, you connecting as a partner, and doing all these different stuff. So let's just jump into it here. I'm going to break down the whole flow and kind of how it all works. So to even have a Business Manager, you have to have a personal Facebook account. So you need to have a personal Facebook account. Can't have any dings or errors or bans, otherwise you won't be able to make that. And even if your personal Facebook does get banned, you could potentially lose access here, which is part of some of the frustrating things that people go through. So once you create a Business Manager, from there you have these different assets, and there's actually more than this, but this is kind of the most important ones in regards to marketing that I wanted to go over. So to a Business Manager, you have your partners. Now, partners are essentially other external business managers that can connect to other assets like your Facebook page, ad account, your pixel or data sets. So this is typically you as a marketing agency, or others that are watching this, this would be your marketing agency. Now, you also have users. So you can assign users into your Business Manager that will have access to these other assets. So you have, again, your Facebook page, ad account, pixel, and there's other assets as well, but these are the kind of main ones that we want to talk about. Now, your users can have admin or basically standard access in your Business Manager to create additional ads accounts, additional Facebook pages, other stuff in here. So that's why it's important to have a distinction between partners and users. Users can potentially have more impact to control your Business Manager, whereas a partner, you can limit the access that they have, which will be to the things that they need access to specifically. And then again, they're in their own Business Manager being able to see these assets and manage them, whereas they don't have control of your Business Manager where they could potentially shut you out, steal stuff, do a bunch of harmful things. So that's why it's good to have this distinction here. All right. And then you have your payment methods or cards. So technically in most Business Managers, you'll be able to create multiple ad accounts. So you can have multiple of these. And for the payment cards, you attach a payment to an ad account. So you'll see a bunch of interlinking arrows here, but the payment card will go up to the ad account. And so that's kind of the only silo for that. All right, so now that we have defined our partners, users, and payments, we all know that partners and users can now have access to these assets. So the same thing here with users is you can have users in here, but you still have to assign these different things to your users, and it's the same for partners as well. You can have a bunch of Facebook pages, ad accounts, and pixels, and depending on the user settings or permissions, they might not be able to see all of these. So you have to have an admin or grant them admin privileges where they would then go into the Business Manager settings to give access to these specific assets again, page, ad account, pixels, to the specific user so that once they're logged in, they can actually see those things. So that's typically an area that causes a lot of issue is, hey, I added you into my business manager. Why can't you see anything? Why? It's all there. Well, you have to actually do another step of assigning them these assets, right? And then from here, let's go down another layer of you have a Facebook page, you have an ad account, and you have your pixel or what they call data sets now. So your Facebook page can link to any ad account. It doesn't have to be the ad account that you name the same name as the Facebook page. You can technically have a Facebook page running on multiple ad accounts for different reasons, but technically you can. Now, a lot of people use Facebook lead forms as part of that. A lot of people will think that the lead form is connected to the ad account, but in fact, the lead form is connected to the page itself, and then the lead form connects to the actual ad that is in the ad account. So we tried to demonstrate this here with this little graphic of arrows where you can connect your Facebook page to the ads, the lead form to the ads, but it all centers around the page. And then the same thing here on the pixel. You can have multiple pixels and they're all standalone, and you can use multiple pixels on different ad accounts as well. They just have to be accessible within your business manager, or you assign your partner that pixel as they manage, then they can assign these things as well. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of what Business Manager is, kind of how everything is connected. But the premise is essentially everything is a silo. You have to connect everything. You have to assign specific assets, your Facebook page, your ad account, your pixel. You have to give specific permission to each user or partner those assets. And that's where a lot of people stumble and get confused. And even like I said, Facebook has not been great at this. Google Ads is way structured completely better. And if they could do something similar, would be great. But this is kind of what we have to work with. So I hope that this helped you understand the overall structure better and what you can do. Awesome, guys. So the next step I want to show you as far as a marketing agency, how to actually get connected to your client in the proper way. I opened up here a test business manager, and we're going to go through it as the perspective of your client. So if you're helping them walk through getting set up, all those different things, this is from the perspective of a client walking through where to add you and how to do that. So what we're going to do first is, a lot of times they may be connected to multiple business managers. Sometimes you can create up to two. Facebook is different all the time about it, but or they're connected to other business managers they didn't realize. So the first thing to always double check is up here in the top left, this drop down. That should give them a quick view of all of the different business portfolios, or basically business managers that they are connected to. So ensure that they are in the proper one, because if they're not, then they won't see any of the assets that they need to, or one asset may be technically shared with one, but the other stuff isn't. We see it all the time as we're trying to connect with clients as well. So double check that. And then basically the first thing from there is that you want to direct them to the Partners tab. So you can see already our main white label agency here is set. We have a test page shared with them. But all you need to do is, direct them here to Partners. They would just add a partner and then give a partner access to your assets. And then this is where you just provide them your business ID, where if you don't know your business ID, you can come into your business manager. You can find it up here in the URL, and there's other places in the account too, but that's kind of the quickest way, where it says business_ID. So you would basically just give them that. They would plug it in here, and we can do the one here as well. Right, and then this is a screen that pops up, which again is very important, as we talked about in the last section of assigning the specific assets. So you can see here all the different asset types, and we want to give access to them and provide the permissions that this partner would have access to. So most pages should be under the new pages experience. So we can say, yeah, we want to select this one and we want to give full control. Otherwise, kind of go through the different options here. For other stuff, partial access is totally fine to run ads. You may need full control if you're looking to do other things as far as managing the page itself. Ad accounts, there's none in here, but it would look very similar to this, where you'd have the ad accounts to select, and then for the most part you always want to provide full manage access to that. And then if it's an e-commerce business, it's going to be the same exact thing. It'll show the different catalogs and then the level of access. Pixels isn't always going to show there. They may have some pixels because at this point Facebook has moved to data sets, which is down here, and that basically includes pixels. These could just be things that or pixels that have been around for a long time, so they're still classified under that old distinction. So essentially you're going to go through or have your client walk them through doing this and then save the changes. We've already given partner this access, so it's going to display that. So again, at any time your partner can come in, see what they've shared, so you can see assets you shared, and they can manage those as well. All right, now let's talk about why it's not good as a marketing agency to always be included as a user on their business manager. So sometimes, it may be very easy. Hey, just add me as a user, give me admin permissions, and then I can go in and do everything that I need to. Totally understand that. I've done that before too. It can be frustrating dealing with clients and just walking through this whole process, and they're confused. They don't know logins, yada, yada, yada. So the reason is one, if you don't get full admin access and you're just added, with partial access and you have that stuff, as soon as your team starts growing, you're going to run into issues, because if they added you or just one person on your team in their business manager where they shared those assets to the user there, if your team grows or you have turnover or you're not wanting to do it or someone else needs to jump in, that's where you're going to have huge issues, because they're not going to see those assets. They're not going to be able to figure out, where's that ad account at? Where's that ad account at? The page, all of that. So that's why it's important that you get connected as a partner, because then at that point you control the business manager, you control what assets are shared with your team, who's working on what. Whereas, if you don't have that here in their business manager, you're going to run into those issues, and that's not a fun time, and constantly going back to your client of, hey, can you add this person? Can you do this? You just don't want that for your agency. So after going over all of that, you can understand why it is so frustrating dealing with getting access with your clients, and just how inconvenient it can be for them and for you, and just really stall the whole process during onboarding and even after. So that's honestly why we created this tool called Admatic, where it really allows and simplifies the onboarding process to where you literally send your client this link. They don't have to sign into anything but their personal Facebook profile. They make the selections of what they would like to share, and from that, it connects you automatically to all the different assets that are needed for Facebook, for Google, and even for TikTok. So I hope you guys found that helpful in understanding how to use Facebook Business Manager with your marketing agency, how things are set up typically, and what the whole infrastructure looks like. If you're interested in using Admatic, there's a link below in the description. Right now we're running a lifetime deal for this software, so go ahead and click that link and you'll be able to get access to all of those tools. Thanks guys, talk to you soon.